Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Welcome to today's Crypto Blast, where, as usual, Cam from Institutional Fire will be providing a rapid fire update of the latest pricing, flows, and crypto market news. But before he does, I'll get the legals out of the way. So, as usual, nothing discussed on this space session constitutes trading or investment advice or infers any kind of endorsement by PIQ, Institutional Fire, myself, Ryan Paisley, or indeed Cam. Cam, how are you?
I'm very good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, all good here. Very keen to understand what's been going on in crypto markets. So it looks
Well,
like I'm in the right place.
exactly. I was just about to say, well, you're in the right place for that. Well, let's jump into it. We'll start off
Awesome.
with the crypto market update. So after yesterday's crypto blast, it has been onwards and upwards for BTC as the asset moved around 2.1% toward the upside over the last 24 hours, seeing a steady grind up following the news of a ceasefire. This comes after Bitcoin sold off over 11% on the headlines and confirmation of the conflict between Israel and Iran. But if you're wondering, let me just say this for the people that are unclear on what the current sentiment is within markets. The sitting president in the United States swears on live TV equals bullish for markets. Hope that helps.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
On June 24th, so that is yesterday if you're listening live, spot Bitcoin ETF saw a total net inflow of $589 million, marking the 11th consecutive day of net inflows. Spot Ethereum ETFs recorded a total net inflow of $71.23 million. Only BlackRock's ETF ETH-A achieved a net inflow yesterday, but they brought in over or just under $100 million. In terms of alternative assets following Bitcoin's rally, altcoins have been relatively muted in their moves against BTC, with many alts within the top 50 by market cap, yes, extending down to the top 50, only seeing a 1% change over the last 24 hours. So retail participants, they could be confused in terms of sentiment at the moment, but more than likely we could probably draw to the conclusion that there's a little bit of exhaustion coming into play, as we've seen multiple billions of dollars wiped out in futures liquidations over the last 7 days alone. So no wonder the markets are kind of just catching a little bit of breather before they make the next decision where they want to go. If we move down the market cap list, looking at the top five, Solana is trading at $146, up $2 over the last 24 hours. XRP is trading at $2.19, which is up only 1 cent change from yesterday, and BNB is trading at $644, a 1% change from yesterday. Moving on to some Bitcoin news. Starting off with Bitcoin mining news, CleanSpark Incorporated had reached 50 energized hash rate, making it one of the world's largest Bitcoin mining companies. CleanSpark said that they are on their way to achieving a energized hash rate of 60, which will clear the competition greatly. Unlike Mara, where they have a pool of miners, CleanSpark are doing this entirely independently. So it's a massive achievement that they've managed to reach 50 in line with their mid-year plans. So yeah, there we go. Japanese Financial Service Agency proposed on the 24th of June, so yesterday, to regulate crypto assets under the Financial Instruments and Exchange Act, with the Financial System Council reviewing the plan on June 25th, which is today, if you're listening live. This could enable Bitcoin ETFs in Japan and tax crypto gains at a flat rate of 20%, replacing the current more progressive tax of up to 55%. So if you're in Japan, you're going to be wanting to see this thing pushed through. Bloomberg reported today that Tether has become the second largest shareholder in the Juventus football club, holding a 10.7% stake valued at approximately 128 million euros. Tether initially acquired its monetary stake in February of this year, but they've increased it to 10.7%. Now, they're after I think they've got around 6.1% of voting rights, but they're also after a board seat, and they've expressed interest in participating in further capital raises. They want more of Juventus. The CEO of Tether is clearly a big fan.
Yeah, exactly that.
Polymarket, a decentralized prediction market platform, also spoken about in the morning blast. If you're not listening to that, highly recommend it. this was mentioned on there, but we'll dig into it a little bit deeper. So they reported nearing a $200 million funding round led by Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, valuing the company at over $1 billion. Early investors include the likes of Ethereum's volatile Buterin. The platform saw around $8 billion in trading volume during the 2024 US election, with May 2025 recording 15.9 million visits and over $1 billion in monthly trades. An announcement that we saw on June 6th also saw a partnership between Polymarkets and Elon Musk's X and XAI to integrate it into Grok for enhanced market forecasts. The decentralized exchange Flashnet and US-listed financial entity Braille are set to launch USDB, would you have it, a US dollar-backed stablecoin.
Yeah, stablecoin summer.
Stablecoin summer. Fittingly, it's coming out the summer of this year, so in a month or so. It's going to be sitting on Bitcoin's Spark Layer 2 network. So fully backed by US T-bills, USDB aims to bring native dollar liquidity to Bitcoin, enabling direct BTC to USDB trading pairs without bridges or wrapped assets. Magic Eden, which is a leading NFT and DeFi marketplace, will support USDB's distribution by integrating it across its platform, introducing mobile and dApp interfaces, and offering fiat to BTC on-ramps and BTC USDB liquidity pools. The launch is designed to enhance Bitcoin's DeFi ecosystem, providing traders, institutions, and developers with stable dollarized denominated tools for trading, hedging, and building applications while leveraging Bitcoin's security. The question is, though, will this have a direct impact on Bitcoin and its price? The answer to this is actually quite vague. So, in reality, we have to see how much volume actually moves through BTC USDB pairs and vice versa. So for now, we're just going to remain on our watch list and we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, just to quickly on, so I think an interesting thing with this stablecoin, and they're specifically saying that they're going to be buying T-bills and T-notes on this. This is something that kind of I flagged a couple of weeks ago. I think I might have flagged with you, but I've definitely flagged it with Michael Brown on the Morning Blast. That as we talk, as we get really balls deep in this stablecoin summer, and as the industry grows, we're going to see a huge new buyer of kind of a buying class of treasury notes. So this is something that traditional market participants and those in the treasury market, the bond traders, need to pay attention to, because we're starting to see not insignificant numbers of bonds and US treasury notes being bought for these projects. So it'd be interesting to see, and just how what size that this kind of the stablecoin industry becomes in the treasury market auctions and stuff. So something definitely to watch for the traditional market participants here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Tether, I think, are top 5 of the largest
Yeah,
buyers
no,
of T-bills.
exactly. But it's kind of it's almost kind of flown under the radar. People don't realize everyone loves to talk about China's holdings and all this, but don't get me wrong, like you can't compare the two at the moment. But just in terms of who's stepping up to the auctions and stuff, and who's stepping into to put a bid in for treasury notes and for T-bills, T-bonds, T-notes, it's definitely one to watch.
Absolutely. So moving slightly on, but we'll come actually back to this because the BIS have got a report out, which I'm going to read. But we'll jump to that at the end of the call. So according to Bloomberg, NBA team San Antonio Spurs has signed a multi-year jersey sponsorship deal with the French digital asset firm, we know them, Ledger. This marks Ledger's first partnership with a professional sports team, and they aim to expand their presence in the US market. The two parties will also collaborate on digital asset education. I'm sure that was put in there for legal purposes. Coinbase, this is going to be a Coinbase outage alert, so nothing to worry about now, but might be one to put in the diaries. Coinbase will perform a system upgrade on Saturday, July 19th. At 7 a.m. Pacific time. So definitely, if you use the Coinbase exchange a lot, put this on your radar, because it's expected to last over 3 hours. During this time, simple and advanced trade, deposits, withdrawals, transfers, Coinbase's card, all of its usages essentially will be affected, and you'll be unable to use them. You'll still be able to log into your account, but you won't be able to do anything. So worth making a note of that, July 19th, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The NYSE has submitted a proposed rule change to the SEC, seeking to list and trade shares of the Truth Social, Bitcoin, and Ethereum ETF. Arizona lawmakers advanced a bill to establish crypto reserves using seized funds. And interestingly, South Korean corporations start to make an active move in the stablecoin sector because, as Ryan mentioned, it is stablecoin summer.
Yeah.
KB Kookmin Bank, the largest bank in South Korea, filed for stablecoin related trademarks earlier this week. KB said that it is preemptive efforts in preparation for the upcoming stablecoin consortium with 7 other major banks in the country. The trademarks that they filed for covers tickers, symbols. I'll just read out a couple of them: KBKRW, KRWKB, KBST, and KRWST. So,
There'll
covering
be a
all
quiz
there.
at the end.
Yeah, exactly. There'll be a quiz at the end. Can you remember them? There's a wrap stablecoins in there as well by the looks of it, which would be interesting. So moving on to kind of what we alluded to just a few moments ago, the Bank of International Settlements published a report stating that stablecoins fail 3 key tests: singleness, elasticity, and integrity, making them unsuitable as the backbone of the future monetary system. Despite this, the BIS sees transformative potential in tokenizing central bank reserves, commercial bank money, and traditional assets like government bonds, which could enhance cross-border payments and securities markets. The report suggests that tokenized platforms with these assets could form the foundation for the next generation of financial systems. So, breaking down further into the BIS's claims that it fails 3 key tests, and the first one that named singleness. This references the fact that the sector lacks a unified standardized value, as they are issued by different entities varying designs and pegs. We mentioned this just a short while ago in detail, expressing concern over the fact that not all stablecoins are created equal.
Yes.
Some, are, as we mentioned, entirely backed by T-bills. Others are a mixture of gold and T-bills. And then there are some which remain decentralized, so they're backed by other crypto assets. So it could cause you for great concern.
The thing is, you could argue against the BIS here and say, well, hang on a second, not all currency is created equal. Some, some banana republics, Zimbabwe, for example. I think it's I think it's a bit of a dig at BIS. I can understand why they're trying to be against stable coins because of it takes power away from them. But yeah, it's an interesting one, and it's definitely, I would say their reasoning and their argument is definitely, maybe it has some merit, but there's definitely an element of politicalness in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we go back to this. Yes, we know that not all stable coins are created equal. So it just means that you need to do your due diligence before
Yeah.
buying or securing against the stable coin. Yeah. So some interesting highlights there from them, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, maybe for uneducated users or people coming fresh into the space, it's a nice report to read. They're not just covering the pro side.
Have you posted that?
No, I will.
Oh yeah, go on, post it up, and then I'll give it a retweet.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That is actually going to be your lot for today.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
Awesome. Well, Cam, thank you so much for giving us the quick update. Quite a few interesting things on that. Again, I'm really interested to see how how stable coins and the makers of stable coins start side barring into to treasury markets and seeing how that story develops over the coming months, years even. But yeah, thank you so much for giving us the update. Listeners, thank you as always for tuning in. We really do appreciate you, especially all of you guys that replay this back on the playback via YouTube and just recording on Spaces, etc. Whatever you're doing today, keep it tight, stay safe, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Much love.
See you then.